Hello, everyone, and I want to welcome you this afternoon to the Education USA office in Mexico City. We are here to talk about summer programs at U.S. universities, and we're going to introduce our colleagues here.
Great. My name is Krishan Blackwell, and I'm with George Washington University.
My name is Erin Salas. I'm with Boston University.
And I am Jessica Madrigal from the University of Colorado Boulder. The Association of University Summer Sessions is here to present to you summer programs in the U.S., and we are going to divide this presentation into our summer associations, the calendar, who normally goes to summer programs, and academic success and retention, the different types of programs, and how international students benefit from our programs, and also what some of the outcomes are. The Association of University Summer Sessions is a group of about 50 very high research universities all across the United States and Canada. We have schools that are in urban settings, others that are in suburban settings or rural settings, large institutions, small institutions, public institutions, and also private institutions. There's another association called the North American Association of Summer Sessions, NASS.org. And that group consists of about 250 universities and growing, and also includes universities within the United States, within Canada and Mexico, and across the US. The NASS.org website is a searchable site, so you can look for universities that are public or private according to region, according to size, and also has links to the summer programs at different universities across the US. So this is a good resource when you're looking for a summer program.
We have a couple of different types of summer programs that vary in length and course load. In our traditional semester in the fall, it runs from August through December. In the spring, it runs from January to May. And typically the length is anywhere from 14 to 15 weeks. And the course load for students is anywhere between 4 to 5 courses. That differs in the summer. The program runs from May weeks. The course load is often 1 or 2 courses. Oftentimes it has the same contact hours per credit, meaning that's the same instruction time. The benefit is that it has a lot, often smaller size classes. It is intensive study, so it does move at a very rapid pace. And it has a higher faculty to student ratio, allowing more engagement. What that means is that there are fewer students for each instructor, 1 to 12, 1 to 13 on average.
So the classes that are offered in the traditional semester are equal in contact hours and instruction time and in academic rigor to the classes that take place during the summer programs. So who goes? Across the planet, almost 975,000 international students are studying in the United States. This is according to the Institute for International Education. In 2013 and 2014 school year, there was a 10% increase in the number of international students studying in the United States. These were primarily at the undergraduate and non-degree level. The non-degree enrollment consists of 49% intensive English and 51% other students, which encompasses summer session, professional development, and some customized programs. So it's very difficult to know how many of those 51% are actually summer, but we know that our numbers are in there and growing. Summer programs on our campus provide some early and summer programs on our campus provide programs and courses that allow students to graduate early or on time, allow them to improve grades through their academic success. They continue on with their majors and toward their degree programs. The faculty create innovative curricula. They might include new pedagogies, including online learning or experiential learning. And at our institutions, summer programs are very important because they help us increase retention. That means that students are taking more classes and therefore they're completing their coursework rather than taking a step out in the summertime. The Bridge, Pathways, or Early Start programs are for students that are in between degrees. So in between a diploma from high school and their bachelor's degree, or in between a bachelor's degree and a master's program. These Bridge and Pathways programs will be addressed later in this presentation.
So this is a quote from the Chronicle of Higher Education from 2012. The study of more than 450 students at 10 public universities in the South and Northeast supports what educators have observed anecdotally. Many students from abroad are struggling to integrate in American classrooms and dorm rooms. Although this article focused primarily on students coming to matriculate in undergraduate programs from China, what a lot of the summer programs have been doing is working to help students from all over the globe acclimate to the university before beginning the regular semester in September. And we found that when students have a chance to try to prepare themselves for the rigor of the semester through summer study, and can do so in an environment that's smaller and where there's a higher faculty to student ratio, they're more likely to have success in their programs, and they're more likely, which is really important, to remain at the university. We found that summer programs really increase the retention rate, which is good, of course, for the universities, and it's also really good for the students because they're remaining in these programs, being successful in them, and getting what they want out of their experience in the U.S. institution.
The summer pedagogy that professors use during summer study, the 15-week semester in an intensive setting or 5 or 6 weeks, immersion theory, that means that you take classes every day for a longer period of time, usually about 2 hours a day, 3 times a week. And in between, you do homework and reading and studying. You are only studying 1 course or 2 courses, and so your concentration on one subject leads to success or greater success for some students. The experiential courses and engaging teaching practices where students are active participants means that the pedagogy switches from a lecture-style classroom to courses that are more interactive, where the students are perhaps alternating between listening to lectures and then participating in active debates or conversation or classroom interaction. There is a lot of out-of-classroom learning, which means that sometimes you might have to go to the library to do some research as part of the course, or you have outside of school trips to field experiences that are a way of extending what you're learning in the classroom to the practical side. So it's participatory learning. The students who are in the class are intentionally in that class. They do not have to take summer. Students that take summer are there because they want to continue with their studies. And there is a higher success rate with challenging courses taken in the summer, according to some of the studies with students that have taken chemistry classes during the academic year, who found them more challenging than in the summertime, due to the smaller faculty to student ratio and to this immersive learning.
So there are many benefits for students who come to summer programming, and many different avenues that bring them there. In some cases, students who are admitted to university are admitted in what's called a conditional or provisional acceptance, which means that their matriculation at that university is contingent upon their doing a summer program, perhaps in ESL or some other programming to prepare them for success at college. Also, students tend to do programs in summer to prepare for transition to a new culture of learning and living. U.S. institutions of higher education have a culture unto themselves. And the advantage of summer study is that it can prepare students for the nuances of study in the U.S. There's also academic enrichment opportunities and access to faculty, facilities, and services during the summer, which means that before beginning a 4 or 5 course load in September, students can transition in taking 1 or 2 classes, getting to know about all the support networks on campus, getting to know where the library is, getting to know where they're productive at studying. So really getting a preview of what they can do, what they'll be doing when they start full-time in September. You also get the opportunity to experience campus life, to make connections, to make friends, to develop support networks, and to develop relationships with faculty and staff members who can continue to support the students throughout their time there. And finally, during summer, there's an opportunity to develop academic strategies, language and social skills before the fall term begins. There are a lot of offices on campus, educational resource centers and the like that work with students over the summer to prepare them in their strengths in writing, English language, and to introduce them to tutoring services as well.
And just before we move on, I just want to tell our viewers that each of the schools will be talking about their specific programs at the end of the presentation, so just please stay tuned.
Okay, for students who are already enrolled at our universities and those that are incoming as undergraduate or graduate students, summer presents a way for them to progress toward their degree, toward their master's degree, towards their PhD degrees, or toward their bachelor's degree. You can earn credit faster in the summertime by taking 2 credits per session. Usually a 5-week or a 6-week session will allow students to take 2 classes. A lot of students in the United States are using the summer program to obtain a second major or to obtain minors. So philosophy students or pre-med students might engage in business classes to get outside of their degree program, get outside of their concentration or major. Some students that are bringing IB credit or AP credit are graduating earlier by taking summer, by as much as a whole year, which saves them money. And especially for international students, this may be a way to perhaps continue on to a master's degree with the money they've saved from their bachelor's degree. And for many incoming freshmen or transfer students, they are using summer to satisfy the prerequisites from other classes that they will take in the fall or the spring. Sometimes students are also focusing on one of their most challenging subjects in the summer. If they know that they have difficulty studying calculus and they want a very intensive program that will allow them to do calculus exercises 4 or 5 weeks, they usually do really well at the end, sometimes by as much as 0.2 percentage points better than they would in the fall and spring. Some students are also using the summer to reduce the number of courses that they need to take during the academic year. In order to graduate in 4 years, we require that students take at least 15 credit hours per semester. And some students who work, or for students whose first language is not English, find that course load to be very challenging. So summer students are taking perhaps 3 or 6 credit hours, and they're able to reduce their course loads in the fall and spring by 1 course. And I should mention again what Erin said earlier, the academic support is there. It's open for you in the summertime as visiting students. You become our university students during the summer with access to the writing centers, to a lot of tutoring, peer tutoring, group tutoring, one-on-one tutoring. Our academic advisors are there to help you if you run into any difficulty, to point you in the direction of services. student services, anything that deals with being while on campus, student health and the counseling center, as well as fitness centers and classes. For students who do not normally live around our campus, our on-campus housing or our off-campus housing offices can give you some residential options on where to live, on where to eat on our campuses, so that you won't feel like you will not know where to live or anything. We usually point you to websites that give you a clearinghouse of approved housing. The cultural immersion, we have, for most of us, our summer programs enroll at least 27% to 50% of our students. And so we have a lot of student life activities, which might include orientation for new students, excursions to locations near us, amusement parks, museums, outdoor festivals and films, and many of the cultural and recreational programs that are available depending on our area. For visiting and exchange students, what you can do is enroll in our existing summer offerings. So if you take a look at the website for each of our schools or for the school that you plan on attending, you can see what course offerings are there, and you can enroll in the regular undergraduate or graduate courses. You should pay attention to your areas of strength when you are selecting your courses. If you're a strong in the economics courses, or if you are strong in philosophy at your institution as your undergrad, those are good courses for you to take because they're already easy subjects for you. If you are in high school taking AP classes, I would recommend that you not take courses that are already offered at your school through AP or IB, but instead to take classes outside of your the courses that are available to you during the academic year. As well, you should remember that in order to graduate with a bachelor's degree from the US, you need 120 credit hours. This means that you can take any class, and usually they will transfer over as electives. So if you are thinking that you want to take a strong course in sciences, you might couple that with another class in public speaking, or a class in art or music, something that would complement and help you study and be successful in both classes. Another enrollment option is to enroll in specialized programs or customized offerings that are sometimes only available in the summertime. These might include some certificate programs. I mentioned earlier students that are pre-med, or students that are majoring in a humanities field. You can take programs that would offer you a certificate in business, or a certificate in a computer language, something more of a skills-related course. And these are sometimes in innovative and specialized or customized offerings in our schools. For students that have studied abroad, there's a quote here from the British Council on Student Perspectives about going international, about studying overseas or doing study abroad. Students perceive study abroad and short-term experiences to enhance employability, academic success, and personal development. Living outside of your country, studying in the language spoken in that country, improving your fluency, perhaps receiving a certificate program, or receiving a transcript from one of our institutions with the course that you took and your grade there, proving that you can succeed in an English setting, I think would also fit right in here with this quote.
In terms of our pre-college and high school programs for high school students, we have so many different programs that vary depending on the strengths of the university and its location. So when students are choosing which institutions they're interested in participating in, they're going to want to look at credit and non-credit programs. The programs that are credit are ones that you can actually earn academic credit towards a class that you can potentially transfer into a university that you're participating in. Non-credit programs are programs that typically involve a social component as well as an academic component. Some students like the opportunity to be able to really get to know the community in which the university is in terms of the extracurricular activities that they might be interested in. Other types of programs include language development. So if a student is interested in TOEFL prep or IELTS prep or specific skills development in their language of English, they can actually take summer courses for that. Other types of program include academic preparation. There are some that are interested in writing, preparing for the SAT or the ACT, or even other college writing skills, such as research, writing university type style essays, and so forth. The other type of courses that a student could take are experiential programs. These are programs that have a social component or an academic component that lets them to put into practice the skills that they're learning in the classroom. And the final type of programs are undergraduate programs. These are courses or research or internships in their area of interest.
Thank you to everyone who's typing in the questions. We will take care of your questions at the end of the presentation.
In terms of the benefits that are available to pre-college students, it connects high school students to universities. There are so many benefits that are reasons why students choose to participate in summer programs. They can explore new areas of interest, challenge themselves academically, or experience new ways of learning. Oftentimes, the students that are studying in the United States are exposed to different types of faculty interaction, whether it's the Socratic method, which is more relying on question and answer. There's a lot of collaboration that's expected from students in the class, and their participation will allow them to really get a feel for what a college classroom experience would be like. Gives them the opportunity to test their independence. Because of the fact that these students are not monitored day in and day out, they are responsible for making sure that they get to their classes on time and be able to really conduct themselves in a mature environment. They also have an opportunity to meet new academic peers. This provides an opportunity for them to really start to collaborate with others in the academic community. They'll be able to gain new perspectives and really get a chance to stretch their thought process, develop critical thinking skills, get exposure to new ideas and new perspectives. They also will be able to open themselves up to change, to be exposed to new ideas, and the added benefit of potentially earning university credit towards their respective degrees.
I think at the end of the program, at the end of a pre-college program, students can evaluate what they have learned and how they felt in their new setting. And as they return home and prepare for a long-term 4-year degree or 2-year degree, they can really understand what they should focus on for improvement, or feel really great that they are ready to start a program. The Education USA Academy is an example of customized and specialized programs. Education USA is a program for high school students that are 15 to 17 years old, and they are offered across many universities in the United States. You can find out more information through your Education USA office, and you will see a listing of all of the programs that are offered. Education USA Academy will help students improve their English, learn some SAT test-taking skills, learn how to write their college admissions essays, and you also tour basically just about every university that's around the location where you're studying, and also listen to the counselors, the admissions counselors throughout the city as they tell you what they are looking for when they review applications. So it's a good insight to the college admissions process, and as well, students engage in the Socratic method that Krishan mentioned, where you will be with students from all over the world, students from multiple countries, and coming together to read current events and sharing their opinions on issues. Another specialized or customized program are research programs, where students who are still in high schools that are very usually science-oriented high schools with great lab experience. Students can join university researchers, university faculty, and work on research teams. Now, these programs are pretty limited in the number of students that they enroll, and you should contact the summer programs office, or if you already know of a researcher at that university with whom you would like to work, you can contact them directly. There are also thematic experiential programs. If you would like to learn what it's like to be a journalist, you might take a class that would teach you some the theory of behind journalism, the different types of reporting, and then you would go out on the field, meaning that you would go out and interview people and create your own stories for a newspaper or perhaps for social media. And then there are some custom collaborations where usually teachers in high schools overseas contact each of our offices and request a program on meteorology or a program on one of our academic strengths. So all of these are customized and specialized programs. They're really varied according to our own institutions and usually according to the strengths of our institution or our location.
So these last two slides are just to summarize some of the benefits and outcomes of summer study at U.S. institutions. I think the first bullet point on this slide is maybe one of the key benefits. The idea that students who enroll in summer courses at U.S. institutions develop critical thinking skills, which I've worked with a lot of students teaching first year writing courses at Boston University and elsewhere, and they report to me, especially international students, that one of the hardest things for them to learn is how American universities expect students to think critically. And that means developing and arguing for their own positions based on research and analysis, instead of simply saying back or reporting what they learned through research. We really ask students to develop their unique perspectives and to argue for those perspectives in rigorous ways in their writing and in their oral presentations. Doing summer study is going to help students develop these critical thinking skills. Also, it's going to help students learn how to articulate ideas to meet expectations in the U.S. Academy. Also, the kind of research that they can do prepares them for college and graduate level research. Another key is to develop college level writing skills. To learn how to write an essay for a college professor is it takes a bit of time, right? And there's a particular model that U.S. institutions expect students to be accustomed to and to use. And taking a writing course or doing getting some tutoring work done in writing over the summer prepares students so they don't have to sort of struggle with that as much when they begin in September. Also, some of the other things that we mentioned is the opportunity to establish a support network and to utilize the different services on campus to learn where they are, to learn how they can help you, and to begin to develop relationships with the staff members who perform those services can be an essential benefit for students who do summer study. And all of this, of course, prepares students to succeed at the university level. Once these skills are learned, success is a lot easier to achieve. And what outcomes can a student expect from summer study? Students can expect to develop successful academic strategies, pedagogy, language, and social skills. There's also the opportunity for academic enrichment, either in subjects that students are already familiar with or in new subjects that are particular to the university that they've chosen to spend their summer at. Of course, there's access to the institution's faculty, facilities, and services. And one of the points I really want to underscore here is that the higher faculty to student ratio over the summer means that students have the opportunity to get to know their professors even better than they necessarily would during the regular academic year. And some of those relationships can have long-term benefits both at the institution itself and also in the workforce. So those kind of connections really can't be underestimated. Another thing that I really want to stress is that studying at an institution for a couple weeks or a couple months over the summer helps students determine whether a university of that type is the right fit for them. So in other words, if a student decides to spend the summer at a large urban institution, a student might figure out, hey, I really want to be in a city to do further study, or a student might learn the opposite. And those are really important points of awareness because it can make you more successful down the road and help you make the right choices. Of course, engaging in the U.S. cultural experience can have long-term benefits in the workforce and elsewhere, and it can prepare you for future study in the U.S. So we're so grateful for your time listening to our presentation tonight, and we'd like to get to your questions now and hopefully provide you with some answers. We should introduce another colleague too who's just stepped in, our friend Darren from University of California, Berkeley, who was caught in some traffic in Mexico City. He's going to be joining us in a minute, so we'll give him a chance to introduce himself.
Okay, so Francisco Hernandez asked the question, me titulé en agosto del año pasado, ¿puedo aplicar a uno de estos programas? So Francisco wants to know if he graduated last August, and he wants to know if he can apply to one of our programs.
Did he graduate from high school or graduate from university?
He doesn't say.
It doesn't say.
So let's say if you just graduated from high school, can you take summer classes? Can you take a summer course?
Yes. At George Washington University, a student that has graduated high school could take a summer course prior to starting. In fact, we do have some students who have been accepted to university want to take a summer course prior to starting their academic year. So that certainly is an option, at least at George Washington. And I would imagine at the other schools they can weigh in.
Yeah, the same is true at UC Berkeley. You don't have to be a university student to attend Berkeley summer sessions, but you must have graduated from high school.
Right, and some of the courses, whether or not you can take a course will depend on the course itself. So a number of the courses at Boston University, for instance, have a set of prerequisites that you would have to have taken in order to be accepted into that course. And those prerequisites are in place to ensure your success, right? So students, to ensure that you're prepared to study alongside your peers in the class and earn a good grade, because of course that's what you want to do. But aside from those courses that have the prerequisites, you can certainly do summer study at Boston University as well.
Yeah, he just graduated from Bachelor in Science and Physics.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yes.
And you might want to take courses. You might look at courses also in engineering, courses that would complement your bachelor's degree in physics. But our schools, what you would need to do is to usually fill out an online application, submit your TOEFL scores, and we have mostly open enrollment in the summertime, and we would just look at the prerequisites that are required for your master's level classes. The next question is from Sika Rine. Sika says, buenas tardes a todos. Hace 6 años me titulé de la carrera de Ingeniería Civil. Estoy interesada en una maestría. ¿Es posible participar en alguno de los mencionados programas? So again, this question is from a student that completed a degree in civil engineering who wants to take classes. So very similar to Francisco's question. We do have some graduate level work, coursework at most of our institutions, right? All of ours in the summertime. And if you go to nas.org and search for the school of your choice, you can get a direct link to the website of the summer program that you want to attend. And from there, you can search for courses and search for the application. Francisco wants to know what kind of visa do Mexicans need?
So if you're doing full-time study at a U.S. institution and you're going to be earning college credit, you would need a visa, like an F1 visa. You guys can fill in, right? So, when you apply to the programs, we will connect you, at least at Boston University, and I know it works similarly for the other schools, to the International Student and Scholars Office to get you started with the paperwork that you can then present at home and to get your visa application going. One thing that we recommend, which I'm sure is not going to be a surprise to you, is to apply as early as possible so that we can get you the paperwork that you need on our end and that you can get your visa application in enough time to arrive on time for the summer sessions.
Students that are being sponsored by a government agency or by a school through a scholarship program also would apply for a J1 visa. And so for both cases, we recommend that you start at least 6 weeks in advance of the start of your program.
And one other thing I'll add is that for some of our shorter term programs that are non-credit, especially the programs we were that Krishan talked about, the pre-college programs for high school students, as long as they're short-term programs, 2-3 weeks, and they're non-credit, you can come on a visitor's visa. You do not have to get enrolled in full-time study.
Azucena Reynoso.
Azucena Reynoso asked, I'm a master's student in Germany, but I'm a Mexican citizen. Can I apply?
Yes. Any student from anywhere in the world can apply for our programs. And in terms of, as my colleagues here mentioned, it would just be a matter of you making sure that you applied early enough to allow for any necessary paperwork from the government, from any of the universities to send you in time in order to seek out, especially if it's a full-time program.
So current university students or students who have graduated from the university are eligible to take classes. Students who are current university students would do a study abroad program in the summertime at one of our institutions. And also any student that is a current high school student can participate in what we call pre-college programs.
Yes, please do talk about your universities.
So we have a couple minutes now to talk about each of our institutions that we represent. We'll tell you a little bit about what makes them unique and why you might want to consider studying at one of them.
Sure. So I am representing George Washington University in Washington, D.C. What makes our school really unique is that George Washington, our founding father, put in his will a desire to have an institution that really was involved in promoting civic engagement and who that were active politically. And so our university sort of emerged from the idea of having a campus that was very involved in giving back to the community and promoting civil service. So many of our students at George Washington University often do some sort of community service or service learning. In fact, our university has over 650,000 hours annually that the students do in order to promote civic engagement. Our summer programs, typically for our students, we have both credit programs for college credit, as well as programs that are non-degree programs. So for those students who are interested in doing classes that are part fun and part academic, we have that option as well. And our summer programs range anywhere from 2 weeks to 6 weeks. Most of our international students have the opportunity to interact with other students from other schools around the world. So it gives them a chance to get to know people from other cultural environments. And you can find their information at gw.edu, or should I say summer.gw.edu.
And I'm Darren. I'm from the University of California in Berkeley. Our university is a large public university located, of course, in the city of Berkeley, which is near San Francisco. We have a very large summer program. We have 5 sessions of various lengths, some 6-week sessions, 8-week sessions, 10-week sessions, and a 3-week session. We offer more than 600 courses in every single academic discipline. So there should be a course for everyone, for every interest. The courses are very popular with our own students. So visiting students and visiting international students are integrated with Berkeley students. Everyone is taking courses for credit. So all of the courses that we offer at Berkeley are for academic credit. That means that every student is a real student in the sense that every student is a registered student in our system. And that also means that every student will receive a transcript. That is your official record of the courses taken at Berkeley. It's the same type of document that our students will receive. That is, the Berkeley students will receive for having taken these courses. And that document might serve you well in different ways. If you are considering a master's degree program or a PhD program, it may be an opportunity for you to prove on your application that you're capable of doing high-level coursework in the United States. And an experience at any one of our universities may give you an opportunity to explore options for master's degrees and PhD programs. Thank you.
Hi, once again, I'm Erin Salas from Boston University, and I spoke before about the different kinds of campus environments that you could check out during the summer, and I can say with certainty that BU is an urban campus. It's a large private institution that runs right through the center of Boston. Our campus begins in Kenmore Square, which is Fenway Park, where the Red Sox play, and extends 1.5 miles down Commonwealth Avenue, which is a central artery in Boston. So students, campus, and spending the summer there really get the feel of being in the city itself. Boston University is comprised of a number of different schools and colleges, focusing on subjects such as communications. We have a theology school where Martin Luther King Jr. is a prominent graduate. We have engineering colleges, College of Arts and Sciences, and we also have a School of Hospitality and many other colleges. Boston University, I mentioned, is a large school. During the academic year, we have 33,000 undergraduate and graduate students, 24% of whom are international. So we have a very large, vibrant international population that we're particularly proud of, and we believe is sort of a hallmark of study at Boston University, that you really feel as though you're in a global university environment. During the summer, we have about 7,500 students taking undergraduate and graduate courses with us. And again, during the summer, we also have a really thriving international population. And students from all over the world take coursework, and we have 700 different courses that we offer over the summer and in 2 separate sessions. So you'll, depending on whatever your interests are, I can guarantee that you'll be able to find a course at BU that meets those needs. And I would also encourage you to look at some of the courses at Boston University that are really unique to our schools. And again, the School of Theology, courses in communication and elsewhere. We have our course catalog online at bu.edu/summer that I invite you to take a look at and see what is of interest to you.
Thanks, and I'm Jessica Madrigal from the University of Colorado. The University of Colorado system consists of 3 campuses. The first campus is at Colorado Springs. We have a Denver campus, and the campus that I represent is the University of Colorado in Boulder. We're a large public university. We are the flagship university for the state of Colorado, which means that the top students in our state come to the university to study in various colleges and schools. Our schools include the College of Music, College of Engineering and Applied Science, the College of Communications, Media and Information. We also have a Leeds School of Business and our Arts and Sciences School, which includes the departments within the natural sciences, social sciences, and humanities. In the summer, we offer 2 5-week sessions. One begins in June and one begins in July. And students can earn up to 6 credit hours or up to 7 credit hours if they're taking a science with a lab in each of the 5-week sessions. Talented high school students, international students that are currently at university, or those who have graduated can choose from about 600 courses that we teach each summer. We also offer a few programs for pre-college students, for high school students. The Science Discovery Center offers classes in the STEM fields, from biotechnology to aerospace to biomedical engineering. And we also have credit programs in law. We offer undergraduate law classes, and high school students are able to join those law classes. And we have a course on in the College of Communication, Media, and Information, class in the world of business, in the Leeds School of Business, and also a course on law for high school students. Our website is summer.colorado.edu.
Looks like we have a question for Darren about high school programs at UC Berkeley. He wants to know where he can find more information about the Berkeley summer courses for high school students.
Sure. So that's a good question. I forgot to give everyone our URL address. So it's summer.berkeley.edu. And then if you're looking for high school programs, we call those programs pre-collegiate programs. So after the URL that I just gave, summer.berkeley.edu/pre-collegiate with a hyphen. PRE-collegiate. If you go to that section of our website, or just go to the main website and do a search, and you will surely find all kinds of information about pre-collegiate options.
Our websites are all chock full of information, so if any further questions you have, please visit the website, and then feel free to reach out to us by email or phone after that, and we can help you if you have questions that aren't answered there.
Yeah, we have another question. If a student is studying her major here in Mexico, can she apply for the programs in the summer?
Yes.
Yes, you would what you would do is go to our website and select the course that you would like to take. And then what I would recommend too is if you are intending to transfer your credits back to your university, you should go to the study abroad office at your school to make sure that the credits that you earn on our campus would transfer toward your degree here. If you are taking the classes for academic or personal enrichment and you don't wish to transfer those credits, then your heart's desire on whatever course you want to take. But if it is, you're trying to get credit for it here toward your bachelor's degree or a master's or whatever program you're in here, it's best to get a syllabus before you sign up, just to make sure that those credits are transferred.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to what we had to say. And once again, I would encourage you to reach out, check out our websites and reach out to us through the contact information located on each website if you have any further questions.